Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Night Owl Season 18 finale, live from a rainy and dark Nürburgring GP. I'm Jesse Lee, joined by Phil Roberts here tonight. 90-minute race, the finale, and in mixed conditions, a couple of championship crowns to hand out on top of that as well. Phil, first of all, welcome in, and we hope that you have some sort of umbrella, or brolly as some of you guys call it, out there, because it is wet, and it may be like that throughout the duration.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like it's going to relent with this rain, I'd say, Jesse Lee. I'm to be honest, I'm getting a bit, because we did like the earlier 6 hour earlier on today, I'm getting a bit sick and tired of seeing Nürburgring at night in the rain, so yeah, it's I don't know what the right word is, Jesse Lee, but it's not making me it's not a happy reminisce at the minute.
You would much rather prefer a sunny Barcelona at this point.
Well, you know,
I know some people don't like Barcelona necessarily, but you know, in comparison, I hope everybody's ready for a podcast style. Just Phil and myself in the booth, so I'm doing the switching and all that as well. Phil is here very kindly, has been for the entire season, to help us out with the commentary. It's certainly been a memorable season, and it all comes down to it literally tonight. Qualifying going on in the background. No real surprises up at the front. Ertron de Jong out in front in the Felsar F7 7200. Is that 7200? I'm not wearing my glasses. 64 car anyway. He's currently leading the way.
7200, is that what you're trying to read?
An F7200. It reminds me of an episode of...
You needed your glasses.
Yeah. I don't have my contacts in. I don't have my glasses anywhere near me. It's bad.
Don't worry, Jesse. If you can't read anything, let me know. I'll read it for you.
I'm old. De Jong, though.
Well, I think I'm older than you, aren't I?
Yeah, let's keep it real.
Welcome to Late Night Tuba Talk.
Yeah, man. Do you remember whenever you used to have to like de-gauss your TV?
I remember when the Nürburgring didn't have this dumb section at the start, Jesse Lee.
I remember when this track didn't exist.
The Mercedes-Benz Arena. No, what do you mean? Oh, right. No, I mean every time I get to Nürburgring, I always mention this. But in the late 90s, I remember showing we were watching some really old races, and one of them was a 1999 European Grand Prix.
Here, by the way, do continue.
Oh, which was being held at this track, and the first two corners were not hairpin, but like a very fast, medium speed right-hander into a left-hander, and then you went to the exit, straight to the exit of the Mercedes-Benz Arena that Timothy Flanders is just about to enter. So. Yeah, I forgot why they changed it. I think it's because the FIA stipulated you needed to have a certain length of track or something. But
I think that might have actually been it. That it couldn't be too short or whatnot for them to host a Grand Prix. They got a bunch of weird rules like that. Flanger did improve on that lap. It was a 3:105. Current quickest is a 2.275 by De Jong. Tyler Jason LaValle, or TJL, as I've called him on a couple of occasions, and he hasn't yelled at me, so I assume, TJL, Tyler Jason LaValle. I like abbreviating people's names. Any of my friends can tell you that. 2.5 seconds. Isn't that right, PR?
Well, you put me off now. Well,
now, I don't call him that. He is Phil with two L's, however, and do not forget that second L. Very disrespectful.
No. What about TF? Do you call him TF, the man on screen right now, then?
TF? No, that's just America. That's what that is. The two-time Night Owl champion from Alpha Sim Sport, good old Timothy Flamger, doing America and Uncle Sam proud out there.
Okay, fair enough.
You don't think Barack Obama is watching Night Owl? You are off your face. He loves Night Owl, allegedly. Love that Night Owl. I'm a Barack Obama, and I love that Night Owl. I love that Phil with two L's.
No doubt.
Oh man,
Oh.
that's an inside joke, people, that we're
No,
doing there. I was
can't
trying to get him
do
to do
that.
it. He
No,
won't.
don't do it.
He
No.
won't Barack the Obama
No.
here for whatever reason.
No,
Miguel
not today,
Martins,
no.
Shearer Sport, the number 62
I'm
car.
a spoil sport, sorry.
Very funny. Interesting that I don't know if Miguel's ran this livery the entire season. I haven't
I've never
noticed.
seen that one.
Or this is something he selected for this particular race. It doesn't matter. It just is different to us in the booth, and we typically we get used to certain things.
And it's
we
a great
notice
shame that we
changes.
can't admire it so much because it's nighttime.
Well, and you can send your complaints to the PO Box of. And 5 silver drivers here tonight. In the finale, we'll show you the championship standings at the conclusion of qualifying a little later on. Miguel's on one, looking like he's going to pick up more than half of a second when he gets to the line, and he does, all the way into 6th place, a 3.820, and that will mean the end of qualifying for Miguel. What that tells me is they only had enough fuel for that lap, either that or the tires heat up too much, which I don't know if that's necessarily true
No,
on a
it's way
full
too- it's-
wet track.
Well, it's not that, but it's also we're not doing that much time on these tires. So, well, we're on in a minute. We're on medium range, so we should be fine. There's 15 cars about, so it's not going to clear the water fast either way. So, I think it's just. I think your first suspicion was right, Jesse, that you just didn't have the fuel, rather than anything to do with tires. I mean, qualifying, you tend to, particularly in the wet. I'm not really the best qualifier in the world, but I tend to fuel up for the whole session and then just drive around. You get, wet conditions are basically just getting used to the conditions, getting comfortable with the conditions. I mean, some people are able to like just, switch on and get out there and just go fast in the wet, but I'm a slow burner with that sort of stuff. I can't do it, but yeah, we see Cal Kerrigan, who's one of the we call him championship protagonist, Jesse Lee, the silver champ.
Championship
I'm not sure that's
hopeful
right
for
word.
sure. Absolutely
Yes.
would agree with you on that one. The Vulcan Racing McLaren looking for a championship. We talked to him briefly prior to coming live tonight. He didn't sound... He knew where he has to finish. He has to finish top 2 or so to guarantee it. But he didn't seem that confident overall about it today, and he's been about 3rd out of the 5 cars thus far. He's looking like he's going to improve. Will it be enough to get a spot in his class? No, but it definitely gets them closer to the cars up in front of them. Everybody chasing down Etron de Jong. I don't know if anybody will get them. A couple of fans from de Jong in our chat. We see you as well. Joe Dauber's already hashtag blame Ted. Ted has immediately accepted blame for that. That's accountability we don't normally get. You like to see
We don't
that.
normally get that, no.
Well, de Jong's going to come to the line, and he's going to further put a stamp on this one. 1.882 seconds. The gap, or not the gap, it's the time. The gap is more than 0.6 of a second. Back to 2nd place.
Did Dolphin not set a time?
May
going on?
not
Well,
have. I will tell you, he's been in the chat, Joe Dauber has, and he's currently having an argument over who saw what with the Roker Poker himself, Les Stevenson. Qualifying concluded. De Jong on pole position again in the 64. Quickest of all in all the sectors. That's what the magenta numbers mean. And the quickest lap, a 2:01.882, good enough for pole. 0.6 behind him, and starting opposite, Tyler Jason LaValle, the pride of Canada, will start in that
TJL.
Ford Mustang. Yep, TJL on the front row. Silver leading it, and with bonus points. That might be important, folks. Alan Asprey has gotten the pole position. That's worth bonus points, and will start in 3rd overall. Timothy Flamker right behind them, the 2-time Night Owl champion, line up there on the 2nd row. Reinhard in the 177 is 2nd place in the silver class. Olivier Kierton, Martins, Callum Kerrigan 3rd in that class, one of the championship hopefuls tonight. Matthew Malcolm, Adna Pusina is there as well, 4th in silver. Redford, Grim Lilith, who I don't think set a really representative qualifying time, nor did Madley, Espirito, and possibly Joe Dauber didn't even attempt
Well, he
to
didn't even
set
set
a
a
time.
time. So how's he supposed to be representative when he never sets a time?
Well, yeah, he didn't even try. Is what happened.
Too busy typing blame Ted in the chat.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to do it. Well, we told you we'd look at the championship standings, and here they are. Ayrton de Jong has just about done everything they possibly can to win this championship over Joe Dauber tonight. Only a complete collapse could lose him this championship, and even still, Joe Dauber would likely have to go on to win the race and get the quickest lap to win this championship. Grim Lilith in third place there, hailing from Northern Ireland, of course, has had a heck of a championship thus far, looking to gain more hardware here in a Night Out Championships. TJL in fourth place on 93. Ted Edwards, 92. Don't know what you're laughing about. Ted Edwards, of course, not in the race tonight. Was busy racing elsewhere today. Miguel Martins outside the top 10, or outside the top 5, I should say, but still within striking distance of a couple of cars inside the top 5 if it goes right for them and wrong for some of them. Roman Frawler in 7th place, 66 points. Mike Redford has 60 championship points in 8th. Roker Poker has 47 in 9th. Imo Plata has 44 in the 10th place position. Double Dutch flags there. I don't know if that means anything in maritime law, but very interesting indeed that was a graphical glitch there. Olivier Kierton in 11th place, 38 points. Martin Lawrence has 34. Aaron Jackson, Action Jackson that is, on 32. Flamger has 30. Madley on 16. And Matt Malcolm on 12 points in 16th. Everyone else has retired from the championship in pro. Not all of those drivers in pro have shown up to the final round as well. Well, here it is, folks. The championship we'll all be watching tonight. It is the Silver Championship, and it is a close one. Britain's own Callum Kerrigan leads at 134 marks in front of Adna Pusina, 128. It is essentially winner take all between those two in this championship. But Alan Asprey in third place has 122 points. They're still in this, and it's not even a long shot. Asprey wins this race. Pusino falls off the road, and Kerrigan doesn't get back in the top 2. Alan Asprey wins this championship. Outside hope for Mark Reinhard in the 177 with 112 points. They have a little bit more work to do, especially with only 5 cars. The other cars in front of them would likely have to not run 85% of the race, therefore not get any points to make it possible, though it is still a possibility. Fred Esperto, hailing from Portugal with 90 points, rounds out your top 5. Masatoshi Kaneko with 75, 1 point in front of Kevin Boss. I don't think either of those drivers are here tonight. Scott Lawson and Philip Rhea not here tonight as well. So those are your 9 silver drivers. It's always interesting in the silver class, wouldn't you say, Phil, especially tonight?
I think silver class is usually the more not really outright pace, but consistency at that sort of level. Like, some people find their pace, but don't know how to. I don't know how to, that's going to sound a bit anime-y now, but they don't know how to control it sometimes, do they? So
you've got to learn how to use 10% of your power and then 30% of your power. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it is how it is.
Some of us just find a track where we just go like Super Saiyan or something like that.
Well, no, you never go plus ultra in your first year. You just don't do that.
Yeah, your body's just not going to take it.
Does anyone have any idea what we're talking about, or are we just doing this to ourselves? Folks, welcome to Night Out. This is what it normally is like. If you've enjoyed this season thus far with Ryan Mawson and Phil Roberts in the booth, where it was a little bit more on the rails, well, tonight, choo-choo, we're going off of them a little bit. I'm back, and I do apologize for that. Yeah, we're going off the tracks. We're gonna this train don't need no tracks. And
then it's not a train then. Why are you lying to me?
Hold on, you may have blown my mind. Do trains need rails to be a train?
I think they do, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't get that memo. The trains were the the rails were the trains we made along the way, or something like that. I think is what we're gonna go with here.
Right.
On this one.
Okay.
I didn't realize that. I don't know why I didn't realize that a train
Well, somebody
needed
can correct us
tracks
in
to
chat
be a
if
train.
not. I'm happy to be corrected, but I'm
Well,
pretty
hold on.
sure-
Australia has road trains and they drive on roads.
Yeah, but train is like a different definition or something like that. It's
I think
like
a
you can
train
also
is
have a
anything
definition-
that's like
You can have a different
coupled
definition for the verb, for the noun. There's also the verb to train, isn't there? Or to practice, or to improve, or something like that.
well, that's training. That's different.
No, yeah, but it's a verb though, so you can use a verb in that way. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know.
It's
Chat's on our side
Oh,
though. Chat's on our side.
okay, good. They
Uh,
weren't starting the race. Starting off when I was messing about with the Mitsubishi and saying really mean things about that. So
Oh man, I mean,
it's improved upon. I've improved since then.
what were you saying mean things about Mitsubishi? I have no idea why you do that, but it wouldn't be quality night outcomes if we didn't get a bit delirious. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think we both appreciate that. It's going to be one of those nights. It's a 90-minute affair, and well,
We need something.
yeah, I expect this to go a bit sideways for us here in the booth. I think the drivers are largely going to keep it together here tonight. 15 cars, tighter pack usually means a lot calmer of a race. We'll see if that does actually happen. De Jong and LaValle on the pole or on the front row. Asbury Flamger next. Bill, I'm going to ask you this question. If you're Alan Asbury, right now you're winning a championship in the position you're in, but you're surrounded by pro cars and Mark Reinhardt, who you will have to race against likely at some point. How do you navigate a start in the dark, in the rain, knowing there's a championship on the line in these conditions?
I think it's a case of staying calm, and another one thing I try and do when I'm racing with so many different factors, just simplify as much as you can. So for Asbury today, I'd probably say you just look at who's around you. Flamger's probably going to be overtaking me straight away. You know, that's not anything against Asbury. That's just the level of driver that Flamger is. And I think it's just a case of just not panicking. If he does overtake him very early on, that's going to happen. There's Kirchen and Martin, so behind Reinhardt, so they'll be looking to overtake as well. It's just a case of just making sure that that you just, to borrow a chess term, as I said, simplify the board that's in front of you, and if that means just using what's around you, or just properly contextualizing what's happening, then so be it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Asbury handles this. It's been back and forth this season. Kerrigan has the points in his favor currently, but needs P2. And for Asbury, he's got to do everything they possibly can, but they've also got to not make mistakes. What about this guy? What about Grim Lilith? Already been in racing action here today, pulling double duty. Back at it again at the Nürburgring, this time just the GP. But a little bit different setting. Do they have an advantage? Obviously, qualifying didn't necessarily go well for them, but I'm not really concerned about that. Are you?
No, I think there's probably, Grim's the sort of driver who'll probably look at this and go, oh, well, there's just more cars to overtake now, or something like that. So I think Grim should be fine where he is, and so should Joe Dolber, to be honest. Both of them are very, as last week demonstrated, very capable drivers, to be honest. We should see them both do quite well tonight. And there's 90 minutes as well, and we've already lost the car, I just noticed as well. So
yeah, they dropped off at the back of the grid before we got rolling. That reeks of a connection issue of some type.
Interesting terminology, I guess. It reeks of a connection issue, but yeah. Going back to my point, sorry, that I think the Mercs will probably bring themselves back in. Wet weather racing is more consistency than outright pace. You don't really want to be. You're racing the track more than racing each other, if that makes sense. You just drop a wheel on a curve, or you go wide somewhere. You just end up facing the other way. So we're probably going to see a few incidents like that tonight. I'd say, Jesse.
That's fair enough. Getting ready to light the candles here. 90 minutes. There is a pit stop. We'll tell you what the mandatory pit stop is. Several cars are clipping the pit in lane there, and it's triggering our tool here that tells us where the cars are to tell us that they're coming into pit lane. That's very humorous to me, that half the cars looked like they were coming into pit lane. I thought maybe there was a tire problem. There isn't. Everybody is on the wet weather tires, and we're green for the last race here in season 18 of Night Owl, and it's a run down into turn number 1. It was a clean getaway from De Jong, but here comes LaValle around the outside. Oh, and it's a mistake. Callum Kerrigan has gone around in the first turn on the first lap. He's going to go all the way to the back of the train. Could that be his championship hopes dashed? And here is LaValle challenging De Jong into turn 3, into the Mercedes-Benz Arena. They're neck and neck, fender to fender here. It should favor De Jong, and it does. But what a fight that was from Tyler Jason LaValle and the Fjord Motorsport car, and he's coming back on him.
Yes, he'll go. You would have thought like you'd just be a bit careful at the start of a wet weather race, particularly at line, but no, TJL, as Jesse Lee insists on calling him.
TJL!
He's not really read that memo at all. He's gone straight at De Jong, to be fair. And full credit to both of them. Neither of them got into an incident. They were side by side through the Mercedes-Benz Arena, and no incident there. But yeah, I think going back to the lap 1 incident, I think Callum Kerrigan has gone into the back of Kirchen off the top of my head. And yeah, it was Kirchen. I was just thinking to myself, he got into the back of a Porsche. I've forgotten who it was, but if Kirchen's still running about, then it's more than likely Kirchen. But I think what's happened is that Callum's probably like dipped the wheel on the curb onto the braking zone for turn 1, and curbs in ACC when wet are just they're not really worth their weight at all, generally, for stopping potential, shall we say.
Yeah, we'll show you a replay of that whenever things calm down here a little bit. We don't want to duck away from live action to show you the replay. Considering we kind of saw it live, he's going to miss the corner here. Is Pusina. Joe Dauber's thinking about going up the inside of the Coca-Cola curve, and he is going to do it. It might be 3 wide. Mike Redford getting there. He gets squirrely and sideways. That should give Grim Lilith a run. It almost does, but he gets covered off, and he has nowhere extra to go here, and they all end up trailing each other, drafting down the straight in the spray, down into turn 1 again. Does everybody get away alive? Yes, they do. Very close between Redford and Lilith there, but well judged by both to not have an incident. Prusina is losing time and losing positions now.
Yeah, I think it maybe just a case of just getting used to these conditions. I think Prusina's probably in that sort of threat mindset of losing positions and start panicking a bit, maybe, as he's just going wide with Grim Lilith trying to find a way past Redford. Redford's covered him off on the outside there, and he's trying to go around the outside. So is Grim trying to go around the outside of Pacino.
Oh, he's there! Oh, he's there!
But then Pacino's trying to squeeze him on the inside. I think that's a bit too robust defending there. We're right in the same class, guys here, just trying to get past each other, but Grim Lilith's still on the Pacino's turned across. I think that was on the I think he's
Grim's off
there.
But, 3 wide again.
I think Pacino's going a bit too Grim Lilith's not particularly happy with that. But I think the what happened on the entry into the hairpin was probably Pacino's like grabbed a bit of curb, and it just like looks like he just veered straight into the side of him. But yeah, Grim's really on the back of Pacino now.
He's not happy.
No.
I'm a international interpreter of what headlight flashes means, and I can't repeat what those mean, but you can take a guess.
That was some fine driving, and I appreciated it was an accident or something like that, Jesse, probably.
Yeah, if we're playing it on the BBC, that's what we would say. Yeah, but that's not what that meant, and you know that's not what that meant. That was definitely what in the heck are you doing?
I thought you said you couldn't repeat it on live TV, Jesse.
I didn't. That was the American version.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. There's some more expletives involved, isn't there? Oh, he still flashed it in.
Many, in fact, and that is, of course, the problem there. We'll see if he does get by him, and in the meantime, let's take you back and show you how this all got started. We'll show you the first one. This was coming down before the hairpin, and he gets squeezed there, certainly by Prusina, and then Prusina goes wide. They end up side by side. There was some contact there that may have allowed Prusina, or got Prusina a little wide. Here he is again. This is where it all kicked off. Oh, yeah, it just looks like Adna was...
Yeah, I think he grabbed like 2 wheels on the ground.
Yeah.
And the difference in grip just like grabs the car like you're pulling a handbrake or something. I think Grimm's got past Prusina now.
He might have done. And here's the end. They end up 3 wide, and there's more contact right there between all 3 of them as before they finally get it settled out. The lights flashing, certainly not greeting each other with the most warmth that you would expect, but indeed Grimm back to where he was halfway through lap number 1, back up to 11th place. But unfortunately, many cars have gotten through, including Callum Kerrigan, who was running 13th at the end of lap number 1, has made up a bunch of those spots and now finds themselves in 10th place, back in 3rd in the class. But I'm not going to say it's not enough, but I don't think it's enough. I think if Asprey wins the race, and especially if he has quick lap, I think Alan Asprey wins the silver championship. So this is not enough for Callum Kerrigan, who came in your championship leader.
No, I haven't got the calculations out, but all I'm going to say is that watching Asprey at the minute, he's looking very comfortable in P3 overall as well, so full credit to Asprey. And yeah, that's pretty much what I suspected. We saw Callum Kerrigan going to the back of Kirchen, and I'm 90% certain, looking at that replay, that's exactly what I suspected happened. Dropped 2 tyres on the curb, car just goes straight on. There's not much he can do, but he wasn't forced into that move, so Callum will have to put his hands up and say that's his fault. We see another bit of an incident here. That's oh wait, who's that?
That was Matthew Malcolm. Yeah, I noticed Malcolm was at the tail end going into the hairpin, and I know he didn't start there. And that's how that happened, a situation that saw him getting spun out of the arena section into the wall. Very awkward to get spun to the right in a left-hand turn, but there you have it.
Look, it's one of the. I think it's just one of those things where, what do you call it? Where it's just one of those lap 1 things where the more the cars bunch up, the more likely incidents happen. I mean, as you probably know, Jesse Lee, from your experience in other media, should we say, that with more, no offense to anybody here, but far more capable drivers, bordering
That's
on the.
Phil with 2 L's Roberts.
Yeah, would you call it? Would you call them more professionals? Should we say, Jesse Lee? Would you call them professionals or not?
I would say more seasoned. Yeah.
Seasoned. You can use that one, but my point is still, at the end of the day, like even they make the same mistakes where, a bunch of, you can't see anything from your cockpit view, and then suddenly something happens in front of you and there's nothing you can do about it. And the amount of people that look at it and go, oh, I can't believe you couldn't see that, and it's like, well, let's just calm down a minute, let's just have a look at it in the cockpit view, and then we can decide then if there's anything they can do about it. So yeah, that, as I always say whenever we do commentary, like the TV camera is good, but for judging incidents, sometimes it's not the best.
Anybody who's ever done stewarding can tell you the TV camera, it sort of lies, and it gives a warped perspective of the reality of a situation. So it is impossible, and you'll hear us a lot on broadcasts as commentators, especially us that steward on the side. We'll say, there may have been something else up there, because you just...
I think TJL's had a bit of a moment, Jesse Lee.
Oh, he's had more than a bit of a moment. He is in the infield signing autographs. That is really embarrassing because that's the Mercedes section, and he is in a Fjord, and that is not great. Let's do a medium replay, see if we can figure out what happened to Jesse Lee's favorite Canadian.
Did he even catch the curve on the exit?
He's going to catch something.
I think he did. Yeah,
oh,
he did.
Slippy Dippy, and saved it.
Slippy. Oh, he saved it. Yeah, fair enough. Well done, TJ.
Ooh.
And that's Alan Asprey. He's up into P2 overall.
He's going to be really upset. LaValle's going to be really upset if he doesn't like being called that. Though I have called him that at various points in the past 2 or 3 years.
Well, we're just we're gonna stress test this.
Yeah,
theory,
that's exactly what this is. You are very much correct. Alan Asprey up to P2 now, 6-second gap back up to De Jong, and that's the gap first to second now. With LaValle going back to third, they have been able to hold on to that just over Mr. Flamger there. Joe Dauber back in 8th place, trying to catch up to Miguel Martins. Redford's trying to catch them all. Right behind them, Callum Kerrigan's trying to make hay. Actually, Mike Redford's fallen off ever so slightly. No, he hasn't, actually. It's just Callum catching both Dauber and Redford. That must be a strong car for the Vulcan Racing driver.
Yeah, I think Callum's probably had... well, I think both... I mean, I was going to mention this before, but we've had a fair few people today who've raced in the 6 hours of Nürburgring that we've done today. Callum's one of them in the... sole TCX entry with our own Les Stevenson, so you know they did the full 6 hours, full credit to them. So you know, and we've seen a fair bit of wet weather in that one. Mike Redford as well, with his teammate Matt Malcolm, also did the full 6 hours in their Aston. So shouldn't be not used to these sort of conditions. And Joe Dauber as well. I had to put my hands up. I'll put this on. I'll put my hands up. I did in the chat, but. We did have a coming together during the race and did knock his car onto the grass. And yeah, but you know, put my hands up, Jesse Lee, and yeah, full. But then you know, in the end, Karma won out at the end, and Joe's team got past us on the last lap because I just had a mare. So yeah, it's all good at the end of the day, isn't it? Really.
Do you think that the Rebound Racing driver would be upset if I started referring to him as Joey D?
I don't know. You're probably listening to this right now.
Well,
so
yeah, I mean, he'll probably
tell us when he's pitching, like, don't call me that ever again.
Yeah, like, I heard what you said. Stop it.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Well, just speaking of pit stops, Jesse Lee, that brings me on to a good segue. So tonight, pit requirements are. It's only one mandatory pit stop, as you can see from the orange letter or the orange number next to people's car numbers in the timing tower. There is a fixed refueling time of 25 seconds, and there is a 1 hour pit window. So that will open. When will that open now, Jesse? That's going to open in the next 2 minutes, I think. Yeah, in the next 2 minutes there'll be pit window open, so it'll be on the next lap or so. And there's no tyre change requirement. It's a 1 lap, 1 litre of fuel required. It's a fixed refueling time, so of 25 seconds. So you may change your tyres, and it will add only an extra 5 seconds on top, not the usual 25 odd seconds. So we probably are going to see some people change tyres. I think the conditions probably would demand that. I think wet weather tyres. Unless we can have any idea, but I think the wet weather tyres probably aren't going to last 90 minutes. Or at least it'd have to be somebody very brave to try and make them last a whole hour and a half, Jesse.
I think they will, actually. I think they will last. They won't be fun, but they will last.
Would it be worth, though, gaining those 5 seconds?
See, you see, that's the real question, isn't it? As Fred Esperto in the pit lane. Oh, that's because that car has crashed at some point on the previous lap.
But I think if we just waited an extra lap, unless he's got like steering damage, if we just waited an extra lap or so, then he would have done his pit stop.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can't avoid it. Down pit lane a little bit early, and they'll have to do another stop on top of that. But to them, judging by them coming in, it must be bad enough that they don't feel that they can do another lap. So that's dropped the 77 down into 14th place. Matt Malcolm up to 13th, and that is a change of position there. LaValle has caught Asprey again, has driven away from Flamger.
TJL's just got past him. I think Asprey's seen that he's faster than him and he's just let him through. At least he's through this next bit here, I think. So I think Asprey's just appreciated he's catching him hand over fist. He's gone, I don't want anything to do with this, and yeah. Oh, he's gone wide. That's why he's gone wide.
Ooh!
Yeah. A bit hairy. but it didn't look that close when I watched
that's not 3-time Out champion Harry Conway. That's Tyler Jason LaValle. We've been over that. Actually, that's Alan Asprey. We've been over this. Keep this up, I'm gonna put you in a nursing home.
What? What are you talking about?
You're gonna listen back and realize what you said, and it's gonna be funny.
Oh, did I say something stupid?
No, you absolutely didn't. You said that was Harry. I said no, that's Alan Asprey.
I said that's Harry. Oh, it wasn't that Harry, is what I said.
Yeah, exactly. I said no, it's Alan Asprey.
Oh my.
Are you? Can you hear?
I can now. I've actually like clicked together what you said, and it's like, oh my god, what am I doing here?
Well, I hope you've all enjoyed Phil with 2Ls Roberts working here on the broadcast, because after tonight, he's going to quit.
I'm going to quit. Yeah, I'll quit RCI, and then somebody else can write the rule book from now on, or something like that. Oh, Fred Aspertus off the track again. I think he's had another moment or something.
He's definitely went a little bit long.
Yeah. But he's probably dipped. I think he probably dipped the tire in the grass again. Yeah. ACC doing some usual things. You don't really want to be in the wet. You don't really want to be on the edge of the track. That's where all of the water is. So I think what's happened is he's dipped a bit of the tire on the edge of the track, and it's just been caught out by it. You got to be very careful though. I think it tends to exaggerate a lot when you're turning and or braking on like sections like that on the track. So you know, the usual adage of use all the track probably isn't the best advice for wet weather conditions, Jesse Lee. What do you have for me, Jesse?
I was reading chat. They're admiring the dad jokes. You know how it is.
There's only been one.
Well, I mean, the night is young.
Somebody's mentioned Beyblades in chat, and that's just brought back some childhood memories.
Gotta let him. What was your favorite toy as a child?
Favorite toy as a child?
Like under the age of 12, what was your favorite toy?
Under the age of 12.
Yep.
Though what we really liked when we were kids was not Lego. It was something called Kinex. Like there's K.
Was Kinex not made by Lego? No, it wasn't.
No,
was it?
It was made by
Kinex
it was made by some sort of German company.
What is Lego's version of that called?
I don't. Technics.
Technics. Yeah.
Yes, I have some Technics in my house somewhere. But,
I've got more Kinex, and I like Kinex. I'll tell you why. Because the little circle things, they look like snowflakes. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh yes, I know you're talking about. Yes.
I had a bunch of those as well.
We got distracted by talking about toys.
Oh man, they're gonna make some Legos here in a minute. They keep going. Joe Dauber working their way around Miguel Martins. Miguel Martins says no in the arena section. They're gonna continue this down into the hairpin area. A couple of more turns to go. Here comes Mike Redford getting into the fray. Something's going on. Les Stevenson is joining the server. That was a server freeze. That was very unfortunate for anyone who has the liveries installed, including me, because that was very scary indeed. Joe Dauber trying to squeeze Miguel Martins. He does. Shoves him. He's going to go off the track is Joe Dauber. Mike Redford's going to come through. Here comes Kerrigan up the inside of the Schumacher S's. Is that wise? I don't know, but Kerrigan reckons he's got to get a move on, realizes he's in danger like Ralph Wiggum on the bus, and decides to back out of it for just a moment. Mike Redford's not backing out. He's going for 2 in 1 lap, goes off of the racetrack, loses momentum, and here comes Dauber back again. It's 5 cars under a blanket, including Grim Lilith, who's now looking for position on Callum Kerrigan.
Grim probably looking to get past Kerrigan just because he can see there's 3 pro cars ahead of him now, so he's after these positions. Another thing to point out is that Joe Dauber's his main rival for, and that's a very neat and tidy move from Grim Lilith there. Just I think it was probably just opportunistic as well, because Callum's like over-egged through the chicanes, but fair enough, Grim saw the space and just did an over-under basically on Callum Kerrigan as he decides to pit. And I suspect, Jesse Lee, that I've just seen somebody speed in the pit lane. The way that car just suddenly breaks.
Look at Mike Redford go, and he's gone too far. He's halfway back to Berlin.
I think Mike Redford tried to go for a move on a position, and he just lost it for his efforts there, because Joe Dauber and Grim Lilith have got past him now. So yeah, I think he probably just It went on the inside, didn't he? So I think he just lost where his brake marker was or something yesterday, I'd say. He didn't go anywhere near any curves or anything like that. But yeah, so I think Joe Dorber's still flashing Miguel Martins there. So I think this is some unfinished business. And if I was Grim Lilith, I'd probably just wait behind this and just see what's going to happen, because it may get a bit feisty, Jesse Lane.
Yeah, it may do. The funniest thing about all of that, it's not funny to anybody but Miguel Martins. He went back 2 or 3 spots, got all of them back by the end of the lap. So no harm done there. Joe Dauber will reset back to not as well, as he will continue his pursuit. Grim got set back, yes, ever so slightly, but ended up sort of back where he was. Callum Kerrigan stopped the car in time down pit lane. No penalty for the Pink Vulcan Racing McLaren, and they are clean and gone. And I think that was a wise decision. They were in the middle of a fight. They didn't want to have to fight Grim or any of those other cars. Why not? If you think that group is going to lose more time fighting each other, come in and get your stop done, even if it is a little bit early.
Yeah, and I say that even in that sort of sense, like, you're in a nice clean air now, and it's quite literally like clean as well, because you don't have to deal with the spray anymore, like sitting behind another car, because sometimes you can lose where you are, lose the sense of your braking point, turning point, stop behind another car, loses your time. So Callum's, like, while he's the first to pit, he's not lost that many. Well, he's lost a position in class to Pacina, who's obviously still in the pit. But we'll see if that actually works out for him. Like, you know, he's still got these 4 now, Redford, who's just at the back of this pack, but these 4 squabbling for position, and that's just how Reinhardt a bit. And we're going to see now, just to see where Kerrigan comes. Relative to Cena. So Joe Dorfer's really going for this position now, Jesse Lee. We may just see it get a bit physical. Martins and he's just then squeezing him off Martins there. And he's just gone a bit wide, Joe Dorfer. He's taken to the grass. And he's covering him off. That's a bit naughty.
He's going. They're thinking about going 3 wide as Grim Lilith. He has nowhere to go. It's a 2-wide racetrack. He thinks better of it, but they're still side by side. Miguel Martins and Joe Dauber. Now, Joe in front of this pack will take 7th place. Here's Miguel Martins now defending against Grim Lilith. Here comes Grim.
I was just about to mention, I think that may be a bit naughty from Joe Dauber there, like just going off the track and just rejoining immediately and cutting across Miguel Martins. It's probably a little, like, more on the naughty sort of thing. I'm not really sure if there's an argument for a penalty. But obviously we're not being live stewarded today, so yeah. So Joe Dauber.
Holy cow!
Has a bit of a rally car movement off the track there. But Joe Dauber's now free, past Martins, and he's already, well, he pretty much checked out of this now, hasn't he, Jesse Lee? If we just look at this camera now, he's just he's already moved up off the road. He's not even in our camera anymore, Jesse.
Joe Dauber went to the fan experience over at the Mercedes section of the racetrack is where he went. He wasn't off the racetrack, he was off the map essentially there. That was, I didn't see that from the other angle. Oh no, something's happened to Joe. He's just dropped a position, or 2 positions. What on earth? He's had contact with somebody is what's happened.
Oh. No, I think did you have a longer replay, Jesse?
No, that was the contact that it picked up. I think he got out of control in the chicane, and that led to contact with Redford. He's made contact with Grim Lilith now. This is getting real Harry Conway.
Don't do that. That's probably not. But
what? It's getting real hairy out there.
Yeah, let's get a bit hairy.
It's getting real 3-time champion about it.
H-A-I-R-E-R-I-R-Y. You even put me off my spelling now. Stop it, Jesse. Right.
Well, listen,
right,
British people can't spell to begin with.
I'm from the American. Right, anyway, so we move on. There's Miguel Martins, P7, Grim Lilith, P8, and then Joe Dauber's not too far behind in P10. And then, just as you can see, Mike Redford's there as well. So Redford's in the prime position for, well, basically an aircraft crash level incident happening. We'll take all those positions, but knowing these three, like Grim and Miguel particularly, they're very good friends off track. I don't think we're probably going to see any particularly physical racing, and if it is physical on those two, then it's probably purely accidental and not, mean spirited in any way. And Grim's had a heck of a run out of there. We're coming. It's night time. It's so difficult to tell where we are. We're coming up to the fight. We're coming up to
this
the
clears it up.
So, yes, I know where we are now. I can tell through the spray. We're at the chicane at the end of the lap. So yeah, I know where we are. I've driven this track for 6 hours today. Well, the longer version, but still. I think Miguel Martins is probably going to have like two. They're probably not going to have fun having two Mercedes in his rear mirror until he hits, should we say. One probably less angry than the other. There's probably a very angry Mercedes at the back of this. There he is, Joe Dorber, as he's just waiting for. I think Joe Dorber's probably waiting for the scraps of whatever happens when Grim makes a move on Miguel Martins, I say, Jesse Lee, the way he's positioned his car at the minute. And Matt Redford's still just behind. He's only half a second behind, so it should be pretty good. Oh, a pretty good fight, should we say, Jesse?
Yep, but you will recall everything froze a little bit ago. You may have thought that was maybe you. Nope, that was what the server does whenever a new player joins mid-session and you have custom liveries installed. That new car was Les Stevenson. I'm happy to report that the 46 car is out there on the racetrack circulating.
Is that Fred Esperto facing the wrong way?
And that was the 77. Indeed, it was Fred Esperto backwards in a very strange part of the racetrack where you don't normally end up backwards.
Sadly not having a very good night. It's Fred, sadly, for him. But full credit to him, he's still going. There's a fair number of lesser drivers who would just have quit by now, but full credit to him, he's still going, and that's what we always encourage in RCI, is that never give up attitude. There's still plenty of time. You know, there could be an incident where somebody gets knocked out and then you suddenly gain a position purely because you stuck it out there. So yeah, and I still think, Jesse, these four here, we're probably going to see an incident at some point, but that's mostly because of the conditions we're in. You know, it's raining, it's night time, and they're relatively close together, so we may see something, shall we say, Jesse?
Well, we started something that I'm sort of proud of, admittedly. Dad jokes.
Oh yeah.
Joke from the chat. Dauber, I barely know her. Very well done.
Right.
No, I think that's funny.
I get the second half of the pun. I don't get the first half of it. Okay.
Well, it's a dad joke, and
yeah.
Very, very.
I was trying to make a stupid pun from Lego, Jesse Lee, because I heard one that makes me annoyed, which was Lego of that, because that's how somebody thought the word Lego comes from. Is somebody's mum saying Lego of that. When if anybody wants to know, it's from the Danish word "lig," which means to play. So there you go, Jesse.
19 car backwards on the racetrack now. That's Timothy Flamger. Something has happened there.
Yeah, and to be fair, Alan Asprey is actually having a heck of a race in P3 at the minute as well. He's already pulling away from Flamger. And this is that's Reinhardt's Ferrari. It's not Flamger.
Oh no, you're right. It's because it's moved around for me. It's already happened.
Is he submerged in the ground as well?
Hard to tell. Well, no other car was involved, so we're gonna paint the picture that he dipped a tire off and span off by himself. No contact with any other car. The camera, meaning me, decided to cut away at an inauspicious time there. So that was a bit unfortunate, but no other car involved. That was all on their own. That will drop Flamger from 4th place down into 6th place. Kierton up in 4th now. Mark Reinhardt, P2 in the silver class, in the top 5 overall. Ooh, dirt tracking.
Well, but I mean the livery's based.
This is a perfect time to mention.
No, let's not mention that. But I was just about to mention. I was on track for something else, Jess. We'll mention it in a minute. I just noticed in the chat, Mike Redford's talked about his pit stop, and has he actually quit the server? He's moved. He's saying he's oh, it got moved in pits. Game over. Had slick selected. Okay, so Mike Redford's quit the race and retired effectively because he didn't select the right tires when he pitted. So that's why we're down to 14 now. But yeah, going back to your point, Jesse, before I get distracted. The Kaiju cars for Monday Champ and Night Owl are running rally car inspired liveries for the championships to promote the new Dirt 2 club that we're looking to set up or looking to run. We've already run one rally at the minute, but we're looking to see what we can do for the next event at the minute. So yeah, it's the URL's in the Discord if you want to find out any more. But yeah, so that's why Jessler wants to make that little reference, should we say? It's this Ford Focus inspired is very close to the back of Miguel Martin.
What do you mean? It's just a Ford Focus. It's completely normal. Absolutely nothing abstract there at all.
Now, Jesse Lee, what? That is Grimm's favourite Ford Focus livery, but do you have a different Ford Focus? Because they had like plenty of iterations, didn't they? Or didn't you watch much WRC?
I think I agree with him because I've told you before I dislike the Abu Dhabi livery with a passion.
They're very busy, though.
Yeah, I don't think I like that one. I think if I had to pick one, it would probably be this one, yeah.
It is like, when I was researching for this one, there was like about 5 or 6 different iterations of the same like Martini livery. Does that make sense? One thing that I actually like, and I didn't realize this until I have I forgot what the Japanese, it's like an Airfix model, but it's a car. It's a Toyota Corolla from 1999 or 98, sorry. And I didn't realize that Toyota on their liveries did, instead of Castrol swirls on the side, did like themed things. So like for instance, I got one from the British network Rally, and that one has umbrellas on the side rather than Castrol swirls, which I thought was a neat little addition that they did. I always like people that make like little subtle livery changes. I don't like unique liveries every other race that we seem to have now in Grand Prix racing. Jesse, I'm not sure how you feel about that.
I think brand identity is important in racing in general, and when you're changing up what your car or your team looks like every week, that makes the sport harder to follow, certainly. I do like the simpler time where if you wanted to change something about your livery, you would put a flash of a different color on it, but the basic scheme is the same. I think that makes a ton of sense, but going wholesale, I don't particularly care for that.
No, I mean, one-off liveries are fun, but when you're doing a one-off livery like 5 times a year, it sort of feels like you're not interested in your livery, shall we say? I mean, I got a more fun one for you, Justin. What's the ugliest livery you've ever seen?
Ugliest livery I've ever seen in the history of motorsport.
In the history of motorsport, I can go with one straight away. I hate it. I hate the background of it. I hate everything about it.
Okay.
That's the 1999 BAR. I hate that livery with a passion.
Okay.
You know the zipper one?
Oh, right, yeah.
Because that was Craig Pollock basically wanting to... He wanted to promote 2 of his cigarette brands, so he wanted 2 different livery cars to promote them. And the FIA said no, they have to match each other. So instead of just being a normal person and just making one livery, or like having like, oh, we'll just run like, you know, the white one for some races, the blue one for some races. He did a big zipper on the car, and he just made a zipper car, and I hate him. I hate it.
I've actually thought it's a tie, as Grim Lilith does take 7th place away from Miguel Martins. Miguel down to the inside, fighting him. Looked like he got clear for a moment, but due to the nature of the track in the arena section, he's able to get back there. But I think Grim will prevail. He's not quite clear, as they will still be side by side. Joe Dauber waits in the wings to pick up the potential pieces if anything would go awry. This is the section where Miguel on Dauber pinched him really close. Doesn't do it there to Grim. and that space afforded him gets the job done. Position change, Grim Lilith up to 7th from nearly the back of the field. Halfway there, Grim. Keep on going. Now we'll see if Joe can finally make this pass on Miguel Martins. He's been there a few times. He's been, if I'm Joe Dauber, right? If I'm Joe Dauber, I'm like, Miguel Martins, we've been around this a couple of times. Please just cut me some slack. Miguel Martins is like, who are you? And that's what racing is like at high speed. Yeah, sorry,
sure.
I don't remember you. That is racing.
You better hope, because that's a very angry Mercedes behind him at the minute from memory. So yeah, he's got to hope he doesn't remember him.
But by the way, my the most hideous race cars,
liveries,
of all time.
Yeah.
Look these up for your own viewing pleasure at home. The Corey LaJoie beard car from NASCAR. These are both NASCARs, by the way. The Corey LaJoie beard NASCAR car. Horrible. Just a dumb idea. Bad. That is tied with the Kim Kardashian NASCAR, which existed. So it's a tie.
Hang on, I spelled Corey LaJoie wrong. So.
Yeah, you sure did. Wish you were French Canadian now, don't you?
That. Oh right, oh goodness me, that one's.
For those of you that
like
don't want to look this up at home, could you describe it to them?
Jeez.
Are you really? Are you really?
I'm calling him out. Yeah. What's he gonna do? Makes it more hideous car? Great.
Yeah, and I like your creations.
All right. So. I mean, I don't care. People don't like my liveries. That's fine. So this Corey LaJoie livery is what looks like his face on the front of the car.
It is, yeah.
And then his mouth is where the radiator intake is on the front grille.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the car seems to be like some sort of. Does he have like long hair or something?
Back then, he had a lot of stuff going on.
Oh right, okay. Because he's got like long, he's got like long hair. I'll be honest with you, I don't like realistic things on the side of the car.
Do you know what that was for? He was sponsored.
It was promoting Old Spice.
Right, exactly. Their hair care products, etc. Now look up the Kim Kardashian NASCAR and prepare for your eyes to bleed.
Kim Kardashian NASCAR.
Welcome to the podcast.
Why is it pink? Why is it? Why is it?
Well, into the pit lane. That looks legal to me.
Yeah, that's fine. Well done, TL. Or TF, sorry. I got his name wrong. But no, why is this? Sorry. Okay, Jesse. So it's pink. It's pink. It's like a light pink across the car.
Yeah.
And then it's like a deep purple around on the side and then on the roof.
Yep.
Well, what's really drawn my eyes is this random, bonnet which doesn't match anything at all.
Correct.
It's just,
you are correct. Yep.
Like, why is it? It's like
designed that way.
Like a photo. It's like why? It's horrible.
Absolutely designed that way. The simple answer is because the bonnet, or the hood as we call it, it comes off.
Cheaper to design that, probably.
And it's very possible they were going to run that car with that paint scheme on it, but with a different main sponsor on the hood. It used to be. It used to be a very common practice where your secondary and maybe tertiary sponsors would end up on the hood.
Very good. Yeah.
And they would swap out in the General Mills era. You'd have all different cereals, different weeks on the hood. Everything else would be the same. But the Kim Kardashian car's horrible, as I've described it before. Several shades of pink.
Chevrolet.
Chevrolet. I don't know why I turned into a 1970s Looney Tune cartoon there.
Yeah.
Be very, very quiet.
We're commentating races. Yes.
Very, very funny indeed. This is the podcast. We're here now. Mike Redford fully explaining what happened. His tires swapped over. I have heard of that. occurring, and that's what happened there. Matthew Malcolm has retired from the race, and
They
was
both not
upset.
had a good day around
Yeah.
here. I can attest to that. I've seen their car during the 6 hour. It didn't look in good shape, but I think that's just a case of just, you know, Nürburgring, particularly the Nordschleife, doesn't take prisoners, Jesse Lee. So yeah, underestimate it at your peril. But I think sometimes you just have little moments where, you know, that you just can't help. I mean, there was a few Alpine cars today that had the same problem, where the car just randomly, you know, bottomed out or something. There's nothing you can do, and it's just unfortunate at that point. So, but full credit to both of them for finishing the race. I must admit, I salute them. Very good from both of you. And credit to RCI for finishing the race after disaster. And I'm fully, like, don't begrudge you not finishing this race tonight after that.
Yeah, it's tough, and if you aren't in the right frame of mind, or if it hasn't gone well, it's quite easy just to decide that this wasn't the one for you. And especially at the end of the season, you always want to finish the races, but it can be mentally taxing, and that's something about sim racing that I don't think a lot of people really consider. Is it's more than just focusing on the race. There's a lot of other stuff going on, and regardless of what people think in the heat of the moment, drivers don't want to ruin other people's races or their own races. You know what I mean? They don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to be the cause of somebody else's misfortune, as Miguel Martins was very nearly the architect on his own doom.
I think you got the right. You got the right. I think that's the right sort of attitude, Jesse Lee. And it's on the segue towards stewarding. I mean, that's something that we also appreciate, is that, you know, a lot of the time drivers are just occasionally careless, but at the same time, like, not a lot of the time do we have somebody who, one, causes an incident deliberately, or just causes an incident, you know, where I think I could probably name like 2 or 3 on my, off the top of my head, which I'm not going to do because I'm just going to put on the drivers, but there are occasions where someone's done something absolutely blindingly stupid that we just sort of looked at and gone, you must know what was about to happen by doing that sort of thing. But yeah, you made the point, like, you know, drivers don't want to ruin other people's races. They just want to get on with it. They don't want to drive it. You know, I put it to you, Jesse, I think people just want to just have a nice chill time, basically. Nobody's here to get paid, but nobody's here being paid, sadly, for us. But yeah, there's people just here to have fun, aren't they? Really? So yeah, nobody wants to ruin each other's fun, do they?
No, and that's the whole point. You're here to have fun, and we want everyone to have fun. And if you're not having fun, then obviously you need to stop doing what you're doing. And sometimes, unfortunately, that requires a retirement. Here's your leader of the race, the Veltsar F7200. I have no idea what any of that means, but Ayrton de Jong.
Can one of his fans just explain what that means in chat? That'd be good.
Yeah, specifically the F20 or 7200 bit.
But he's just checked out now, isn't he, Jesse?
Yep.
Like,
Gone
TJL,
is how
nowhere near him.
Well, he's in the pit lane.
Speaking of which, he's pitted.
Yep, it was 10 and a half seconds back prior to the stop. The gap's a little wonky because of when they hit the timing gate, so trust me, it was 10 and a half seconds as they went. So that has doubled in the previous 25-30 minutes. It was 5, it's now 10. Maybe a little bit different now, but here is LaValle into the pit lane, and de Jong continuing his great work on his way to a Night Owl championship.
Yeah, I mean, he started off. I think this is his first time in Night Owl, isn't he, Jesse? I don't remember seeing his name.
I certainly feel like this would be his first Night Owl championship.
It's definitely the first Night Owl championship. I don't remember. I also don't remember seeing his name. So, but then I don't think we've seen much of. I'm not really going to say disparage someone's achievement, but I don't think we've seen much of Flamke. I think Flamke's only done these last 2 races because of SRO commitments or something, isn't it? Or personal life stuff, I think. But Flamke's not been here. I think we used to have. I think Jordan Daly's taking sabbatical from racing at the minute. So we're not seeing some of the usual night hour regulars who would also challenge pole position, but fair play. I think TJL's given him an honest run each race, can we say? And I think the only race that I can think of where the Youngs really blotched his copybook has been Bathurst, really. That's it. So it's been a very, very commendable season. So we just marked the halfway point, and straight away De Jong straight into pit lane. And I suspect if you are pitting halfway through the race, you're probably going to be changing tyres, Jesse.
Yeah, there's no reason not to, especially for him. He's 10 seconds clear. If he takes another 5 seconds or whatever for the tires, he's still going to come out in front. This is a win-win situation, getting into pit lane, getting some tires on the car. It'll all be fine there. And what that actually does is give the overall lead to Alan Asprey, who is also looking like a champion-elect right now, though it will be close on points. My math, and keep in mind, my math is, it's Jesse Lee math, so you know what you're getting when you sign up. It says that Alan Asprey is your champion if it were to finish like this. He doesn't get any points for winning overall, of course, but he's been leading the entire time in his category, and Callum Kerrigan has been stuck in 3rd. Those are the key factors here.
Yeah, hang on. Let me work this out now. So assuming everything stays at this, Jesse, is that what you're saying? So he's got 3 points already in the bag because he got pole.
He's also currently the quickest in silver.
So he's already got the speed juice, fastest lap. So he's on for 45 points today. And Callum's what, P3 in class?
Correct.
So that's about, what's that now? So he's 15 points ahead? Yeah, he's about 15 points ahead as it stands at the minute. And he is oh no, that'll be fun, won't it? So he's 12 points behind him, and so we win the championship by 3 points. Is that the same as what you got, Jesse Lee? According to your calculator.
Did you figure in the drop?
No, I didn't. Because I can't do that. My head hurts.
Yeah, that's what Jesse Lee says. It's rough.
Well, the drop round's already figured in because Callum's only scored 3 points in Bathurst, and Alan Asprey didn't score any points at the first round, or
there you go.
at Bathurst either.
Well, there you go. So we both agree, Asprey, if it stays this way, should be your champion, barring any scoring shenanigans. And here comes Mark Reinhardt into the pit lane. Is that legal in an endurance race here for you, Phil?
No, you're straight up 5 seconds, that would, in an endurance race, but we haven't told the drivers about pit lane entries, so we don't tell. I mean, somebody can report it if they want to, but I get the feeling most drivers just don't really report minor infringements unless it's for a championship or something. But, I'd say in an endurance race, that's probably a 5. That looked like he was completely late going into the pit lane, but no live stewards today, so there's nothing, nobody's really going to get any penalties today, unless it's like game issued ones. And I just noticed, I think Les Stevenson's out on the track, Jesse Lee.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Unless he's been out on the track for ages. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I said that earlier. He joined and he was actually circulating around the racetrack. Now, will he do 85% of the race? He's 10 laps down. He actually might be more than 10 laps down. He might
more
be 13.
Mathematics, let's go.
He might be 13 or 14 laps down. So could he finish 85% of the race? I don't know. I also don't think the Roker Poker cares. I think he's here to finish off the championship with dropping the hammer in the number 46 McLaren. I think he's here to race, and that's all he really cares about. While we have a minute, we've gotten to the halfway point in the race. Just want to thank our partners that make this race and every race possible, AK Esports. For more information on how they can help you with your sim race hosting or event hosting, go over to akesports.it and check out what they can do for you. Go Setups is your one-stop shop for everything Assetto Corsa Competizione setup related. All the categories, all the cars, all of the tracks in packages, or get yourself a plan or buy single races or single tracks or cars if you like. Up to you. Go Setups. I'd hazard the guess there's a lot of people here tonight using a Go Setups wet race Nürburgring setup for sure. Moza Racing offers top quality direct drive sim racing hardware at affordable prices. Quality hardware everybody seems to swear by. Go check out their selection of hardware over at Moza Racing. Visit their website. And of course, a big thank you to Motorsport UK. Recently become a recommended community over there, and we appreciate their partnership.
Wait, did you do the... I'm trying to think now. Can you do IMB? Or only not a partner, Jesse Lee?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well, I just reminded myself when we talk about... Well, Night Owl's finishing, Jesse Lee. We should mention as well that there's other championships going on. So, obviously, British GT, which is effectively, for me, is tomorrow now, because it's Sunday morning for me. That is, finale is at Brands Hatch. That'll be on Monday evening. I'm trying to think who's in that championship fight now. That is half a point in it at the minute, Jesse Lee, between Christoph Verstappen and Andy Boardman. Philip Breschke is also not that far behind. He's 4 points behind Verstappen. So that'll be a tight fight for the title in British GT. That's at Brands Hatch. For anybody who's interested in getting involved with endurance racing, our 6-hour community series has started up. Pre-qualifying was opened on Friday. You have a whole month to pre-qualify at the Kyalami track in South Africa. You need at least 2 people per team. You can't do 6-hour community series solos, sadly, for people. And there are prizes, Jesse Lee, this time, which is fairly unique. For the community series, so this is only for Split 1 cars. So if you need to pre-qualify in Split 1 in top class, so first place team at the end of the championship receives a pair of sim racing gloves from IMB, and then second place. There's only 3 pairs, by the way. You can't do 3 pairs. Sorry. Second place get free £15 gift cards for IMB racewear, and third place get free £10 racewear gift cards. So pretty unique to see prizes, Jesse Lee, and as I said last week, full credit for IMB for providing the prizes, and also for Ryan Gill for organising as well. We're always looking out for sponsorship with Ryan Gill, and in conjunction with the community series, there's also the 6-hour esports series, which is going ahead as well. That starts a week after each round of the 6-hour community series. So with that, that pre-queue's already started for that as well. We've had a fair few sign-ups, but pretty big prize pool of €8,000 for this championship. So yeah, so fair bit go. Well, summer break in RCI is for August. There's plenty to look forward to in September, Jesse.
Yeah, there's a lot of racing. It starts right at the end of August, the IMB 6-hour community series, and prizes to win for the very first time in RCI's history. 4 or 5 years, we have not offered community-based prizes, but for the first time there is. That's going to be awesome. The first race is at Kyalami on the 31st of August. You're going to want to get involved with that. And, of course, this year, instead of running the community and the 6-hour esports series simultaneously on the same weekend, there will be bleed over because the 6-hour esports series will be held on a different weekend. So there may be some teams from the community that qualify into the 6-hour. There may be 6-hour esports groups that qualify into the community as well. It could go either way. That's going to be interesting. We actually had that happen last year where some of the community teams qualified into the esports series and did double duty. So they just basically devoted an entire weekend to running the same race twice. But the community series starts on the 31st at Kyalami. The esports series starts on the 7th, obviously, at Kyalami. The schedules are identical, but the sort of intensity might be a little bit different. I can't wait. Happy to be going on summer break and got some things to do, but man, when we come back, we are going to be absolutely on it this fall. So much going on. Of course, a big thank you to IMB for coming on, becoming a title sponsor of the 6-hour community series.
I was saying I forgot to mention when the thing started, but yeah, if anybody interested, as I said, pre-qualify. You need to pre-qualify around Kyalami in your chosen car. You don't get to choose the car on the website. You have to qualify with that car as a team. All of the hot stint, so all of those rules are on the website for anybody to read. And like I said, you've been graciously been given a full month to sort out your pre-queue. So no excuses really, Jesse. As moving on from the future back into the present, as we see Miguel Martins now. He has pitted. I just noticed yesterday while we were talking that Joe Dorber's actually jumped both Martins and Grimble up into 7th.
Yeah, it certainly has. The early pit stop for Grim didn't necessarily play out for them as they have fallen behind. Grim was behind Joe, but definitely got around them at some point, but now back into what is effectively, they'll stay 7th and 8th. So they have reversed their positions again on one another. You know, I've been thinking about what my favorite toy as a youth was, and I can't come up with it.
Can't you?
No.
I used to like a lot of different ones. Like
yeah, that's my problem.
Or what Playmobil, Jesse? Do you have any Playmobil ones?
No.
Oh, it's probably a European thing, I think.
No, we had that here, but I never had anything like that. We had Fisher Price here.
Oh, yeah, Fisher Price. Did you have the red and yellow car?
Yes. Yeah. The little buggy thing.
That little,
yeah.
Was that
pedal
Fisher
car.
Price? Yeah, was that Little Tykes or was that Fisher Price?
I think you're right. I think the one you're thinking of, red with a yellow roof, that is Fisher Price.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Unless it is Little Tykes.
No.
They both made one. I know that.
Oh, did they? That's probably why I'm getting confused.
When my niece and nephew were young, they both had them, and I remember accidentally ripping the Fisher Price off it because it was a little oval logo, or it wasn't oval.
Oh yeah.
I accidentally ripped it off. I may have been pushing them down a hill because they said faster.
And then at no point did you go, well, maybe I shouldn't go faster. And if they got hurt, you just said, well, they told me to go fast.
Well, they definitely didn't always make it to the bottom of the hill.
Well, wait, what do you mean it didn't make it?
Well, see, when one of those things lays over, it doesn't keep tumbling. It's just like, it's kind of flat on the side.
Oh, right, okay. It's not got a roll cage in it, that's what you're telling me.
Well, see, it looks like it does, but the top pops off.
It does. It's got effectively a roll bar. It stops it from rolling over.
Well, see, you'd think that, but it doesn't. We
It's
had
a bit top heavy. It's a bit top heavy, isn't it? Really?
Let's just say, before they ever learned to drive, they knew to keep their hands on the wheel.
Right. Okay. But
in the event of a rollover.
But in a crash, aren't you supposed to let go of the wheel in the event of a crash, just in case like the forces translate through the steering column back into the wheel?
Perhaps, but when you're being pushed down a rather sizable hill in a Fisher Price pedal car,
which isn't a car, but yeah, go on.
You don't let go of the wheel for fear of smashing fingers to bits.
Right. Okay. I feel like that's. I mean, I guess in
That's
that
a top
scenario,
tip.
that's a definitely top tip.
Yeah.
Hold on to the steering wheel when you're crashing.
Well, not in a real car. Don't do that.
No, not in a
But
real
also,
car. No.
but also,
It's
I
not
would
a top tip
argue,
then.
I would argue that 90% of real world crashes, you don't have time to let go of the wheel because you don't expect to be having a crash. So,
Depends if you can. I guess.
I'll put it to you
I
this
guess
way: if you're expecting to have a crash, you're already doing something wrong.
I think there's occasions where you can expect a crash and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, when I'm sliding on ice.
What I mean is when somebody comes out like of a junction or something like that, and it's just too late to stop
we're
the
not.
car.
No, bad memories, PTSD. Moving on.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I'm just
It made me feel bad now. Okay,
I'm just kidding. I would say that most accidents are accidents because you don't know they're happening. But
That's true. I mean, most accidents are accidents because it's not the intention. I mean, go back to what we said. Come full circle now, haven't we, Jesse? We talk about this before. People don't want to have accidents because unless they're just like trying to do insurance fraud or something. But that's not an accident at that point. It's just somebody who's doing things on purpose.
How common do you think insurance fraud is?
I think it's like TV's like muddled my expectations of reality, Jesse Lee. Maybe there's like every hospital has a Dr. House in it, probably somewhere, and every house burning down, it's like there's just the house insurance or something like that, because that's what TV's like. Are you telling me that bad things happen and there's no what do you call it, Machiavellian scheme that goes on behind closed doors, Jesse Lee? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm saying that life happens and it's usually accidental. That's what I'm trying to get across.
Life is an accident, Jesse Lee. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, that's what my parents told me when I was born.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
No, he wasn't involved.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on as we see Miguel Martin.
Yeah, my parents told me that too.
Right, okay. Well, moving on, let's talk about Miguel Martin.
Man, and they would. Look at Miguel Martin's go. The sure sport car out there getting it done. Hasn't...
that segue was.
Smooth as my birth. Miguel Martin's fall back from 7th place back to 9th, but he's still within what we'd say in America, spitting distance of the cars in front. The rain's not spitting. It's a full-on medium rain, no light medium rain nonsense here. This is a full-on medium rain.
Is there a more civil way of saying he's very close then? He's in spitting distance, he is.
He's within striking distance.
Striking distance.
Oh, he knows we're talking about him. He's watching the broadcast.
He's a stone's throw away. There you
He's
go,
a
Jesse
stone's
Lee.
throw away. He is.
Yes.
He is not. Is he gaining? Hold on. He's
not a million light years away.
He isn't.
No.
He's within shouting distance.
Shouting. He just sticks his head out the window like a train driver does.
Yeah. Do they even do that anymore?
Yeah.
Do they even do that anymore? Is that like a bygone?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah, but 90% of the time you don't need to, because the only reason they stuck the head out the window before was because of the great big boiler in the way. So they stood the head out the side, but now it's there's a big screen, and all of the powertrain stuff is behind you, so you don't need to worry about that anymore. Or it's underneath you in the case of multiple unit trains, and dangerously getting very close to outing myself as someone who knows about trains. So let's just move on.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jesus.
Oh yes.
Who wasn't involved in my birth in any way.
I bet you know.
The holy one, not Martin Lawrence, who we also call Jesus. Anyway, has forgotten.
Well, this is
that
modern Jesus. You're talking about classic Jesus.
What is he, a Coca-Cola flavor? What's going on here?
Yeah, exactly. Just carry on, Jesse. Carry on.
Try Jesus class. Where's Jesus Zero? Diet Jesus.
It's
What are
the
we on
devil.
about?
It's
Oh,
the
Martin
devil.
Lawrence. Martin. No. All right. Well, modern Jesus is in chat saying that he'd forgotten, as Alan Asprey will surrender the lead coming down the pit lane to the attention of his team. All looked good coming in there. Martin has realized too late that there was a 9-hour race today on the same day as the 6-hour, and that is unfortunate. I wonder if there was any other driver or drivers that may have elected to not join us this evening based on that, or was unaware that there was double duty here today.
Well, I think as we said before, there's some people who are doing double duty today, and full credit to all of them. While Mike Redford and Matt Malcolm aren't here, they've entered the race. Callum Carrigan's done a fair chunk of the race as well. Joe Dorber has done a fair whack of the race as well. And so is Timothy Flanker. I believe he was also with his team, Alpha Sim Sport team as well. I think they came like P3 in the top 3 or something like that in GT3. So full credit to them. But yeah, there's been a fair few drivers who have double dip tonight. And what did you say? Double something yesterday. What did you say? I said double dip, and that's not the right word.
Is that not what I said? Did I not say double dip?
No, you didn't say double dip. You said something else. You said double duty. That's the word. You said double duty. That's the one. Yes, we're not old. Right. So, but yeah, but full credit to everyone who's done the race now. Callum Carrigan's coming to the pit. What's going on, Jesse Lee? Why is going into the pit lane?
I don't know.
Stevenson with him as well.
Les Stevenson's definitely pitting as well, and I don't know why. So let's go ahead and ask Callum. Callum, from the car, from the pit lane, Callum Carrigan, what in the heck are you doing?
Well, I fueled for an hour. I forgot it was an hour and a half race, Jesse.
Oh man, if only there was like a really big number at the top that told you how long the race was.
Wow, Callum, you going to take that from Phil with 2 L's Roberts?
Just wait till you see what happens when I exit the pit, guys.
Oh.
Oh!
Crash into someone. Wait, Les!
No.
Wait, Les! Don't go on the pit lane!
No, sadly not. I didn't press my pit limiter.
Oh boy. Well,
wait, I'm going to find out how.
Here's what we'll do, Callum. Here's what we'll do. We will make this as painless as possible. We won't watch you come out of the pit lane. We won't watch that at all. Okay? So you don't have to worry about it, okay, pal? We won't show this. We won't show this. We didn't show it. We didn't show it.
I'm watching the stream. I can see what's going on.
Well, you didn't see anything because we didn't show it.
Well, an SG30 for Callum Carrigan.
Callum,
because he went 70 kilometers an hour in the pit lane.
Callum Carrigan, pit bandit.
Pit bandit?
Oddly enough, my third stock rev 30 today. I got 2 in the 6 hour of North.
How did you do that?
Well, he sped twice.
In the pit lane.
You think with the amount of pit stops I've done here today, I'd have learned.
I'm just twisting that knife. That's all I'm doing. Sorry, Callum. Okay. But Callum, we saw while we got you and you're spinning and stuff, you know, you're not being distracting in any way whatsoever talking to us. Hang on, let's get Callum. Let's give Callum some help. Where are you, Callum? Where are you? Oh, there you go. Okay, you're clear, Callum. You're clear.
Callum is playing Circuit Safari now. Look at this. That is an expensive lawnmower.
Right, so Callum, now you've recovered and you're back on the track and you got all your bearings. Like, we just want to. So we suspect your little incident on the first corner, Callum. Was it just you dipping a tyre onto the wet curb?
It was.
I did say this at the start. I was
the replay. Unfortunately,
no, we can't. But I can vouch for you that I was holding your corner, Callum, when it wasn't. Not you missing a braking point. It was just dipping a tyre on.
He also said it was the dumbest thing he's ever seen. But you know.
No, I did not say that bit.
No, I believe that.
No, he didn't say that.
I didn't say that. No. I don't think commentary Phil usually like is as severe with his wording as stewarding Phil is.
Well, you did attack the entire state of New York last time. So.
Yeah, but that's different.
Yeah, that's New York.
Yeah, that's New York. Sorry, so. No, he watches this from New York anyway.
Don't
Not,
say,
not, any, not anymore.
don't say stuff like that. Oh my goodness.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry,
Coming,
Casey.
coming into don't apologize to me. Apologize to the New Yorkers. I almost called them filthy New Yorkers.
And,
Welcome to Night Owl.
Yeah, let's leave Callum alone now. We're
All
gonna
right.
leave Callum alone.
Callum,
to his,
did you speed that time?
I didn't. I pressed it as hard as
Oh,
I could.
you're pitting again. You're actually pitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got-
he has to serve an ST30, so he's going to be
Oh
stopping
yeah.
there for,
Hey,
guess
as
what,
it turns
30
out,
seconds.
it's not a drive-through. It's a stop and go 30. So you're gonna serve this. So now that you're sitting in your box, what are you thinking about right now?
I'm thinking about how I just overshot my box.
Oh, they drank you back. Oh no!
Oh no! My God! Oh, Callum,
Oh,
that
well,
was a lot. That was
Yeah.
I promise I can drive in real life.
Stevie Wonder
Wow.
wouldn't have missed a box that big. What's going on, pal? Is it because it was wet or what? Give me an excuse.
I don't have one other than, I guess, skill issue.
Fair enough. At least he's honest. And for anybody that doesn't know the Stevie Wonder reference, just remember that Stevie Wonder was a musician who was blind.
Well, that's not how we say it in America. But yeah.
What would you say? What,
He was a
vision
musician who
impaired?
just happened to be blind.
Did you say he was blind?
who just happened
He's still
to be
blind.
Well, hang on. You
Alan Kerrigan
worded it
has
curiously, right? Cal,
rejoined the racetrack, and
Right,
he
Cal,
no
just,
penalty
right,
this
Cal,
time.
I'm just gonna leave you alone now, Cal. So just enjoy the rest of your race.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of the
Cheers,
rest.
Callum.
Callum,
bye-bye.
thanks for talking to us. Wow, I gotta say, embarrassing that happened live. Yeah, horrible.
Why am I
horrible
getting
look.
called out my wording? This is awful.
Horrible look.
I said he was. And it's like, what do you mean was? Is he not blind anymore? And it's like, well,
I mean, it's true. It goes back to British people not speaking English.
no, that's true. We don't speak English. We speak British.
Yep.
And we drop our H's, drop our T's, drop. Actually, I know I drop my H's sometimes.
Yeah. And you know what you add? Extra vowels. As
Yeah,
something
but
of
those
a,
vowels are important. Those
you know,
vowels are
I'm something of a vowel man myself.
And then you replace S's with Z sometimes, and it's annoying. Like, realize is spelled with a Z in American English, and that annoys me.
True.
Ties is spelled with an I instead of a Y.
True.
That's terrible. Right, well, I could be here all day complaining
Do
about
you know
it.
what's funny about that tire thing? Depending on who I'm talking to determines how I spell stuff. But my Americanism will not allow me to spell color with a U. It won't do it. But I will put a Y
Really?
in tire for you. Yeah.
Nice, well, you can be half right, Jesse Lee, so I'll give you credit.
I'm an American. I'm always half right, but that ain't the problem.
Fair enough. Well, he said it. not me.
It's the half that's wrong is the problem.
Well, it depends what the other half, what you're wrong about, though, doesn't it? Like, you could be wrong about something fundamental, like you think the Earth is flat or something, or you could.
Wait a minute. Are you a round earther?
I'm a globie, yeah.
You're a globalist.
I said globie.
We have, for anyone still watching, we apologize. We have gone off the
Full
rails
podcast.
here.
Well, that's
Yeah,
fine.
this
We've got
is-
17 minutes left, okay? So,
Bill, while
You
we're
know.
talking about Britishisms, there's one I want you to explain. Explain why old pants is bad, or pants
pants.
are bad. Yeah.
oh, that's pants, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't say that. Well, I guess pants, like,
Because pants are typically a good thing. You kind of need them to exist in society.
yeah, but I think sometimes you can, like, pants can get dirty, and that's why is there, why something can be pants, it's just rubbish or something. Is what I suspect it means. I mean, I don't really, I just say, oh, it's rubbish, or
There's
some
a-
other thing I
There-
can't say on
there's
the
another
stream.
British saying that I hate, and nobody's ever been able to explain it. It, like, used in a sentence, that Audi goes like a stabbed rat. Who's verifying this?
No, I'm glad you mentioned rats, because somebody at my work, she's Ukrainian, and
Interesting.
she found out like I'm interested in like languages and stuff, and she sent me a phrase in Ukrainian. Hang on, I'm gonna just double check what it is now. I'm not gonna read out what it is in Ukrainian because it's just depressing. But well, I can't really do Ukrainian at all. But there's an idiom which is Russian and Ukrainian, which when translated literally means a mouse has hung itself in the fridge, which means
What?
which means there's no food in the fridge. That's it. And it's like, why is it so morbid?
What?
And
on
she just
earth?
said to me, well, it's just fun. It's like, that's morbid's not fun. Well, no, you can go look that one up. That one is true.
Yeah,
I just don't know how to pronounce it.
there's a lot of sayings that I don't get and I don't think make sense. Goes like a stabbed rat just sounds horrible to me. Kill two birds with one stone. Why, that sounds interesting. How you doing that? How's that even possible?
Man, that's some rebound on the first bird.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to, like, how are you calculating ricochet? Are you a snooker player? How are you doing that? And the other one, the other one I hate is there. I don't know how versatile this is, but in America we say there's more than one way to skin a cat.
I've heard that one before, but I've never heard it.
And I have no idea what that means or why you would do that.
Who's skinning cats, eh?
Exactly. Who on earth is out there doing that? You better be a taxidermist and you better be licensed. Got my eye on you.
Right. Okay.
Martin Lawrence has dubbed you Phil the Globy Roberts. Congratulations on your new nickname.
Well, I'm pretty glad that I believe in something that is demonstrably true. So yeah, that's I'll take that one, I guess. I mean, whatever at that point. I've heard much worse things said about people that from flat earthers, to be honest. Well, I think sometimes that I think one of the favourite ones. This is the classic, generally. It's not. It's more in the you know. There's people that think. You know, people don't believe in a young Earth or something like that. And one that always makes me laugh is somebody who believes in it, but then they insist that the banana was created by a greater being, should we say? I'm going, yeah, but look, you can. It's perfectly designed for human consumption. You know, it's got like this nice packaging, the banana skin, and it's got like 3 bridges, so you can hold it in your fingers and stuff. And it's like, well, hang on a minute, that was like, you know, the banana was made, well, the banana that we choose now is made by, what's it called? Like, you know, humans, if that makes sense. Like, it's been bred specifically, the ones that we eat, to be, I'm trying to think what that word is, actually. You get what I mean, I think.
I like the idea that somebody thinks the banana is the perfect human food, despite the fact that it grows in trees, which can be difficult to find, and too much banana is actually deadly.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, potassium.
Well, I mean, too much of anything is deadly. Like, too much
It's
water
true.
is deadly.
That's
too
true.
Much, too much, well, I've heard too. Well, it was one of those things on QI, and they did one of those silly trick questions where if you only eat rabbit, then you die. And it's like, well, yeah, of course you do, because they don't have the right vitamins or whatever. So it just goes without saying. You need a varied diet, Jesse Lee, and drink plenty of water, but not too much. Is the advice that we're giving from the comms box? Is it, Jesse?
Indeed. Globalist
Good.
Phil Roberts says a balanced diet is important to survival.
Right, you do. Never mind. Right. Globalist means something completely different. I swear, but
It does.
it does, and you really throw me off with that.
I would like to say once again, for anyone that's made it this far, anything that we are saying is banter. It is meant to be taken as a joke.
It is a joke. That's fine.
This is a podcast.
Welcome to the RCI podcast. It's unofficial. We just have some night out going on in the background for like like
there is a race happening. Yes.
Yeah. No. It's for people who like. I'm trying to figure the right word now. Like on the YouTube videos where they like have like a video and then like some game in the underneath like playing for people who just have a short attention span or something. That's why we're showing Night Owl right now.
Yeah, I will have Subway Surfers on for the finale for Monday Champ next week. I will have it on there. Yep. In the bottom corner.
Wait. No, wait. We're gonna have like a mobile game, Subway Surfers.
You don't know what Subway Surfers is?
No.
All right. Well.
Unless we watch something to Fred Birds first.
I'm going to assume he's going to hit a curb hard.
Oh, he's got on the evil curb. Yeah.
That's
really bad.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, it's I mean, the last few times we've seen an incident with him, it's never been anything where it's been like, I'm trying to think of the right word now, like egregious driver error. It's just been unfortunate, like sorry, it's been like unfortunate like just minor like points, if that makes sense, Jesse.
Yeah, it's been bad situations and just losing control. It's been one of those nights we've had a couple of cars retire because of that. To Esperto's credit, they have not done that, and they continue to lap around the racetrack. They're in pit lane right now. That's obviously to repair the massive damage to that car. Hey, you know who we haven't seen in a while?
Ekron de Jong, yes.
Ekron de Jong out there kicking butt.
And he's still, full credit, he's still got that 10-second gap to TLJ. Yep. Or TJL. What the hell are they going around? I got confused. Dude,
acronyms are tough, man. Jason LaValle has maintained this gap. It was 10.5 before the pit stop, and some 30 minutes later, it is just about 11 seconds. I would probably argue that maybe De Jong has let off a little bit. Maybe just a little. Weirdly enough, Tyler Jason LaValle has the quickest lap. It's a 2:01.827. De Jong, second quickest of all, a 2:01.840. That could explain why the gap is not really any bigger than it was a while ago. And in fact, that last lap through, TJL was about 1.5 tenths quicker than De Jong. De Jong ran a 2.5, 2-minute 2.5, and LaValle ran a 2-minute 2.3. So there you go. That's kind of what's happening there. And I wonder, more than obviously LaValle has pace, I just think the gap's big enough now. De Jong is sort of protecting themselves, and after some of the off-track excursions we've seen this evening, why wouldn't you?
It's been, just a fairly controlled performance from De Jong. I think one thing that's helped him a fair bit today is LaValle's little off through the stadium section. I'm not really sure how much time he lost. Probably 5 seconds tops, I'd say, but still. Like those five seconds can mean, it's a hill to climb rather than a mountain to climb at the minute. We've still got about 6 minutes left, so we're probably going to see, what are we on at the minute? 40. We're probably going to see another 3 or 4 laps, I'm going to suggest. But yeah, so we should definitely see some a bit. I don't know how to put it, Jesse. I'm a bit lost now. I've lost my train of thought. All right, restart. Rewind. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Folks, You have to understand
Listen,
what
it's
it.
nearly 1 o'clock in the morning.
You have to understand what it was like for us as a kid. Our VCRs didn't have auto rewind.
No,
Right.
we had to clean the heads off them as well.
Yeah, we had to have a head cleaner tape. It was a whole thing.
What was the first DVD you ever had, Jesse Lee?
Oh, the first. It was probably Ice Age. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna say?
What?
What you're gonna say? Osmosis Jones just to try and throw me off or
No,
something?
no.
Or...
I have never
I don't
owned
know.
Osmosis Jones.
Really? Oh, well, neither have I, actually.
Yeah.
But never mind. Fair
We're a
enough.
bunch
I
of
will
posers,
still-
I'm afraid. Is
No,
what
we're not
we're
posers.
learning here about ourselves. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Osmosis Jones.
An excellent movie from the early 90s
no,
featuring... Yes, go on. You just said no.
It definitely wasn't. It was definitely a box office flop.
It was only a box office flop because people just didn't... People don't appreciate genius when they see it in person, okay?
Oh my goodness.
So Osmosis Jones, good movie.
When are we gonna watch that? We gotta watch that in a group. We gotta like.
We're watching in the group. We
gotta
can't
watch that in a
stream on the RCI channel, sadly. But what we can do is people can have like different frames of Osmosis Jones as their livery, and then we can try and do it like that.
Do you know what I want to do? I want to watch Osmosis Jones in Spanish.
What's it called in Spanish then? They probably could. Is it called Osmosis Jones in Spanish?
I have no idea.
But did they translate it into Spanish?
Of course they did. Why wouldn't they have done?
I don't know. Well, it doesn't seem like the thing they do.
I mean, it was a major theatrical release. There's no way that was.
Oh, it
not...
was called Osmosis Jones in Spanish.
What was it called?
It's called the Latin American Spanish dub of the film.
Sure. What was it called in China? China has a history. China and Japan both have a history of renaming films. China's crazy with it. Korea does it too, I think. What was it called in China?
I don't know. I can't even pronounce it. Hang on. No, there wasn't a dub of it. There was a dub of it in. This looks like Arabic. Oh, this is Persian. So this is. Oh, it's Persian. Okay. This is like Arabic. I do apologize. Persian script looked very Arabic. I do apologize. Italian, Canadian French, European Spanish, European French, and that looks like Hungarian. Oh, it is. Oh, neat. I'm good. That's it. I'm good at recognizing language script now. So well done me. But yeah, so those are the only things that came out on by the looks of it, Jesse Lee. Why are we talking about Osmosis Jones?
I'm disappointed and not surprised. All
not
at
in
the
German?
same time. Phil, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Why wasn't it in German? They had no interest in,
the human body.
Yeah, no interest over there.
Terrible.
Can't do anything with it. A wonderful film that teaches people about your body and your immune system. Absolutely not. Not in Germany. We're not doing that. Phil, I will say, closing out Night Owl Season 18 here on RCI TV. Final couple of laps coming at you. You've been here for the majority, if not the entire season. My question to you is, do you have a moment specifically from this season that lives rent-free in your head?
Lives rent-free in my head? No, not this championship. No. That was mostly because it's the racing has been just as good in there's been moments in every race that have taken it. I guess one thing from recentism really sticks out to me, but one thing that sticks out to me a bit is Kevin Boss winning in silver last week.
Oh yes, yep, that's a good one.
Pretty much on the last two laps. Me and Ryan Mawson said at the start of that race it would be a race of attrition for the silvers, and it certainly was. I think we lost about 5 silvers that race, so but yeah, that will probably be my favourite moment at the minute I can think of, but I'm pretty sure there's been a few. But like I said, recentism and the way Night Owls played out this week or this time is that we've had like nearly a month between 2 rounds or something, so we're bound to forget at some point, basically. As I just think we've had the warning that this is a last lap now, Jesse Lee.
Yeah, it sure is.
Through.
De Jong's coming into the Mercedes-Benz Arena section for the final time here in Season 18. My favorite moments, we could go all the way back to the Red Bull Ring and how chaotically interesting that race was. But I think for the hype and how insane Bathurst was, the entire race of Bathurst, the V12 just passing everybody on the straight, V12 go burr was really crazy.
Is it an A10 now?
It might as well have been.
It's the A10 of ACC.
It might as it is the liberator of race cars. It is the bald eagle and cheeseburger of race cars.
Go on.
But just Kevin Boss winning in spectacular fashion because of all the crazy stuff that happened in the silver class. All of these things, I think, lead me to that. It's kind of a toss-up between the two, but if I had to, I would probably give it right to the entire Bathurst race from flag to flag. It was an exhausting race to be there for because there was so much going on, and that's kind of the fun of it. It was one that you can think back and pick several moments because they were just so unexpected. So I would have to go there. But so what can you say about Airtron de Jong for the Felsar 64 McLaren team? They've done such a good job this championship of putting themselves in a winning position, and they're going to do it one more time this season on their way to a championship. Coming around the curve for the last time in Season 18, Airtron de Jong's going to win it flag to flag here at the Nürburgring GP, and he's also Season 18 Night Out champion.
Yeah, Airtron de Jong puts his name amongst many Night Owl veterans. Many, well, I say household names for any Night Owl fan out there. Harry Conway, Jordan Daly, Timothy Flamger. He's put his name out there and put his name on that. What is it? Is it like the Night Owl Championship trophy? It's like the Stanley Cup, Jesse Lee? You just put your name
Borg
on...
Warner trophy, but yeah, similar thing.
Right. Okay. You just etch his name on the bottom.
We actually put a relief of their face on it. That's what they do on the Borg Warner.
We're just to mention Alan Asprey managed to get a podium overall as well as the silver win. A fantastic performance from Asprey in the 767 Ferrari.
And Alan Asprey, I don't think I need a calculator or Jesse Lee Maz. Alan Asprey is your silver champion for Night Owl Season 18. He leads it for his class flag to flag and gets it done. And look at this. This is sportsmanship right here. That is Callum Kerrigan pulling up beside the driver he battled all season long, as if to say, congratulations, you love to see it. Cars coming to the line, a couple of them yet to finish. What a battle in the early days for Grim Lilith as they'll come across the line, going to slide the car out one more time. It was a valiant race today. He might have done.
Oh, yes.
Valiant effort from them today. Miguel Martin says, that looks fun. I'll do a little bit of that myself.
Good.
Very, very same. Spirit of the Race Award, if we gave one away, would probably have to be to Esperto and potentially Les Stevenson, who showed up late and continued on today. Results of the race confirmed. De Jong wins the race and the championship. Tyler Jason LaValle, P2. P3, Alan Asprey wins it in the silver class and the silver championship. Olivier Kierton, Timothy Flamger round out your top 5. Reinhard, Dauber, Lilith Martins, Pusina the top 10. Kerrigan, Esperto, Stevenson, the finishers here today. Malcolm Redford and Madley DNF'd here. Madley didn't even make it off the grid, of course. Some sort of issue there. Silver results confirmed. What a championship. Season 18 in the books. A couple of brand new champions as well. I don't know if we've had that in quite some time where both of them were new champions. I could be wrong about that. But even still, incredible to say the least. New names, new faces, and still great racing.
Yeah, it's been the fact that we've had a championship go down to the wire, and the guy who's actually won the championship started the day off in 3rd place, Jesse Lee, in silver. So it just shows you the sort of tight battle we've had in silver this season. But full credit to everyone who's stuck around till the very end. Some drivers just lose interest after a couple of races, but fair play to everyone. It's been fun to watch, fun to talk through, and fun just to talk random rubbish like we have done tonight sometimes.
What do you mean? I think this was a completely normal commentary, and once again, I'll say that everything we've talked about this evening, complete banter, and we appreciate everybody playing along with us, of course. Just having a little bit of fun on a Saturday night, as we tend to do. And, just pretty good. I'm curious if we'll see any interviews, but before we get to that point, I think maybe we'll just take a look at some championship standings.
I think we've been told these are fully updated. A quick, what do you call it, Jesse Lee? These are subjects when he's stewarding changes, but looking
all
at
right, no, you are right. I didn't say that. It's true.
Probably make no difference at all, but
so,
to confirm,
pending post-race penalties, as I like to say.
Yes.
Airtron de Jong has won the Pro Series Championship, 208 points to them. Joe Dauber finishes second. Tyler Jason LaValle finishes third in the championship. TJL, the pride of Canada. Speaking of pride, the pride of Northern Ireland, Grim Lilith finishes fourth, jumping a couple of spots here in the final week. Ted Edwards rounds out your top 5. Miguel Martins, Olivier Kierton, Roman Frawler, Mike Refford, and Timothy Flamger round out your top 10 in pro. Outside of that, Les Stevenson has 47. Emo Plata in 12th place. Martin Lawrence in 13th. Aaron Jackson, Action Jackson to you and me, in 14th. Justin Madley in 15th. And Matt Malcolm, who joined late, has 12 championship points. Or either that or maybe they didn't finish a lot of the races one way or another. 16th place. Everyone else retired from the Pro Championship. In silver, it was a little closer as we expected it to be. Alan Asprey goes wire to wire and wins the championship. A last race jump in the final 90 minutes from second to first is your silver champion over Callum Kerrigan. It's a British lockout of the first top 2 steps. Adna Pusina holds on, finishes third in that championship fight, and takes home the final podium step. Behind them, Mike Reinhard and Fred Esperto round out your top 5. Masatoshi Kaneko, Kevin Boss, Scott Lawson, Philip Rhea, your 9 classed finishers in the silver category. Everybody else retired from the silver championship. Well, Phil Roberts, I've got to ask, it's the end of another season. We're about to go on break and hiatus, summer break as you call it, in the month of August. My question to you is, what are you going to be doing in your summer vacation?
What am I going to be doing? Well, the football season's about to start, Jesse Lee, so while the racing season takes a break, football season starts.
Football!
Yeah.
That's what you do, right?
Soccer is, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not really the sort of fan that sings, Jesse Lee, but I don't get overly emotional at football games, sadly.
You know who does get overly emotional? Airtron de Jong. Airtron de Jong's joined us. He's the winner of the race and the championship. De Jong, tell us how you're feeling right now.
How emotional are you right now?
Yeah, well, not too emotional, but I feel pretty well. You know, I did my job and did everything I had to do this weekend. Sadly, I didn't get the fastest lap. I've tried countless times, but I'm still happy to finish the championship in the high with the race win.
Well, you're a Night Owl Series champion, and we remember Night Owl Series champions a little bit differently than every other championship, because Night Owl is a grind a lot of the time. It is often the most chaotic you don't really luck up and win these things. You have to be consistent. You have to be good. And a lot of times you have to do kind of what you did and win most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
hoping De Jong would go like, yeah, I'm great. I'm one of the best drivers. I was hoping that they're looking at the stats. The worst finish, of course, was on the Mount Panorama. Other than that, your worst finish was second in the opening round. You won all the other races. You gotta be feeling good about that.
Yeah, I do. Especially considering the fact that I signed up as a silver driver originally. Signed up as a silver driver. Somehow finished second in my first race on a track that I haven't driven before. This was actually my first race at the Red Bull Ring, so yeah, didn't expect that kind of result there.
So, Etron, congratulations on your championship.
Thanks.
I usually reserve this word for when we were doing Jesse. We're talking about what do you call it, idioms and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if Americans use this one, but sometimes in Britain we refer to like performances such as yours as copybook. So basically, I don't really want to get into the history of it, but basically it's when you're in certain schools, you write your lecture notes in very neat handwriting for later. So that's why you call it a copybook. It's just,
Oh, okay.
brilliantly done. Just just something you can show to your friends and go, look at this, this is pretty good. But what is your if you can recall, do you have any particular performance you can look back on and be proud of, especially from this now championship?
Hard to tell. I think I would pick the last race, this one, because I didn't expect to perform that well, and especially in those conditions. The car was working great, and somehow managed to get ahead of the competition.
I mean, it sounds a bit silly, but from a broadcasting point of view, usually the better the performance you have, the less that we actually see of it on track. That isn't just for you specifically. That could be a lot of people. Like Bathurst last weekend, we saw Grim Lilith and Joe Dorber have pretty quiet but pretty good races, to be honest. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about you. But just giving you an example. I mean, we didn't see much of you today, and that was more credit on yourself, to be honest. That you're able to just pull away from the pack and keep that gap there. So yeah, it's just really unfortunate that we saw a bit of you, but not as the. But then again, the fact that you went on stream, which isn't a slight, just as I said, just more of a compliment as to your abilities, really. So yeah, I think the only other question I was going to leave you with, Ertan, is obviously Niall's taking a break for the summer now, but will we see you back in for season 19, assuming it goes ahead?
Oh, good question, actually. I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, I would love to be there for next season, but plans can change quickly. And yeah, therefore I can't really make a decision on that yet.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's more just if there's anything to do. But yes, I'll just leave it there, Jesse Lee. If there's nothing else you want to ask.
Yeah, I've got one final one. Dion, do you plan to sign up a team for either the esports or the 6-hour community series that we got coming up?
Well, again, not sure. I need to figure out what I do afterwards. Yeah, I just enjoy the show. I've just won the championship, so yeah. And then we'll see what we do afterwards.
So on that note, you want to thank teammates, friends, anybody out there you want to give a shout out to?
I want to shout out to the Emplower team. I was actually planning, after this championship, I was planning a return to iRacing, and they offered me to team up with them in the 24 hours of Le Mans, which is in about 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, I think 2 weeks. So, yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I hope the race is going to be a good one.
Awesome. One final question. What does Felsar F2700 mean?
Pfizer is a team from Wipeout. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you played Wipeout before.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I think that's why so many people enjoy electronic or EDM and stuff like that. But is the name of the actual one of them? Is it an F2700? Is that what the name of it is?
Or F7200. It's based on the F7200 version, which is from Wipeout 3.
Oh, no kidding.
Somewhere released in the late 90s. It's a PS1 game. Really cool racing game. And yeah.
Well, the more you know. Ladies and gentlemen, Ayrton de Jong, your Night Owl Season 18 Pro Champion. One for the history books. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, from that end of the spectrum to potentially the opposite end, Callum Kerrigan has rejoined us for the time being. Callum, you came in with a championship points lead, but it just wasn't on the card today. What did you need to go differently for you?
I needed to not be a Callum and be a bit more consistent, really, is the crux of it. But I think, looking outside in, I think P2, which is what I needed, was probably unachievable today. Both Ferraris were way out of my reach on pace. So, yeah, I'm gutted I dropped to P4 in the race, but I think P3 overall was probably the best result I could have had today.
What do you think? We saw you pull up sort of beside the eventual champion there. Was that intentional at all, or was that just you ended up together? Or were you saying anything potentially to the eventual champion?
I was saying things on my end. Not sure if you heard it, but yeah, it's a matter of respect. You've got to acknowledge a brilliant drive from Asprey there. I mean, P3 overall was phenomenal, absolute league of his own, an incredible drive, and needed to congratulate him on the championship win. It's the right thing to do, and ultimately, I'm absolutely chuffed for him. He had an incredible season.
That's very sportsmanlike of you. But going back to you have to think that you are capable of winning a silver championship now. You got close, you know what it's like, and you kind of got to feel like you're going to win one of these.
Yeah, potentially. It's 2 P2s in a row now for Night Owl, so you never know. Season 18 might be on the cards. I did make a bet with Les today in the 6 hour, which means he gets to pick my car for the next Night Owl, so depending on the car choice.
That's either really good or really bad, depending.
It was the Lexus last time. We came 1-2 in the championship, so you never know. It could be positive.
Bill Roberts, do you have anything for Callum Kerrigan?
Don't listen to Les. Pick whatever car you want, Callum. Or else you're just going to end up with a Nissan GTR. And I can tell you right now that unless there's only 2 tracks where I enjoyed that car, Callum, in the last World Tour. So yeah, just pick whatever you want, Callum. Callum, I'm gonna ask the same question I asked Ertan. Is there, looking back at the Night Owl Championship, you can P3, it's not, or P2, beg your pardon, sorry, Callum. Was there any race in particular that you look back on and think, wow, I actually did really well that race?
Brands Hatch. I love the British tracks. Yeah, love the British tracks. It's local to me. I sort of live in between Brands and Snetterton. And yeah, I put in a good show in there, to be fair.
So what are Callum's plans for the future then? After this champ, is there a Night Owl Season 19 where we see Callum back on the grid, or do you not know yet?
Ultimately, yeah, not 100% sure. Got to weigh up the calendar versus outside of RCI commitments. If we live steward it, I'll probably sit in the steward chair as opposed to racing. We're not going to live steward it. Well, I will then be racing or doing maybe another duty. Yeah, I'll definitely be back to season 19. I wouldn't mind an earlier bedtime, but we can't have everything.
I'd like an earlier bedtime too, but yeah. So as Jester Lee's alluded to, and I'm going to steal one of his questions that he asked before. Are there any plans for? We mentioned it in the chat, the 6-hour community series. Are you planning on entering that, Callum, or joining a team for that one, or don't you know yet?
I would like to, but I haven't yet found a companion to do it with. If I do not find said companion, I've tried to get some old friends that used to sim race back into it, but they're not too keen. I'll probably just commit myself to stewarding.
Are they British, Callum? Are they British, these friends?
They are. They
okay, I know how to bribe a British person. I know how to bribe a British person.
Biscuits.
Tea and biscuits on the house,
course,
as many as they like.
I'll give it a go. I've even offered them to give them my spare wheel to race with me, and it's not working thus far.
But no, that's it. That's it for me, Jesse.
Callum, is there anybody you would like to shout out, thank for a consecutive P2 in the Silver Championship?
Just shout out to the whole RCI gang. And yeah, shout out to Asprey, brilliant season.
There you go, Callum Kerrigan back again in season 19. Maybe another shot, guaranteed another shot at a championship. Continuing to collect hardware, though. Callum, good luck and congratulations on another brilliant campaign.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to just about do it from us here from RCI and Night Owl Season 18. It was a long season broken up with a couple of breaks in the middle, but a all-out onslaught here at the end has brought us to the natural conclusion. A couple of deserving champions and yet another Night Owl season that came down to the very last and very few championship points separating some of our top contenders. What more could you possibly ask for? Season 19, question mark, TBD. But until then, you can find everything that we got going on at our website, racerci.com. Do check out the 6-hour community championship. Please do check out the 6-hour esports championship running on alternating weekends throughout the fall and into the dead of the winter. We would love to have you for that. We'll be back live on Monday for the finale of the British GT Championship Series. That series has been wild as well. We'll see you again on Monday. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, of course, to all of our partners. Phil Roberts, thank you for being here with us every step of the way. I literally couldn't have done it without you. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't on the way out, and we will see you next time here on RCI. From Night Owl Season 18, we'll see you. Have a good night.